Todd Bender with Dutchess County Executive and New York State gubernatorial candidate Mark Molinaro. Mark, we're at the Salute to Veteran Parade here in Dutchess County. What is the significance of doing this year?
Yeah, well, 2018 represents the 100th anniversary since the end of fighting in World War I. And it's an interesting time. 100 years ago, it really defined what America was ultimately going to become, and so many tragic losses that 2018 in Dutchess is the year of the veteran. And for us, it's an opportunity to recognize those men and women who have served and really will continue to serve in defending the greatest nation the world has ever known.
Gallery? Really do? Absolutely.
Was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless America. If you love this country, let me hear you shout.
Wow, thank you. Another round of applause, please. Well, we could not have asked for a better day, and more importantly, a finer group of men and women to pause on this date in this city, in Dutchess County, to recognize. Would you join me in acknowledging the men and women who for generations have served the United States of America? "100 years ago on this very street, Dutchess County's heroes joined men and women and families all throughout our community on a parade recognizing the end of combat in World War I. That very parade was led by one of Dutchess County's favorite sons, and perhaps, by any definition, one of America's greatest leaders, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who strode down Market Street leading families and friends in recognizing what this nation had gone through, what the world had suffered through, and in many ways, celebrating the stories and sacrifices of those veterans, and also what America would become, the greatest nation the world has ever known. And today, 100 years later, Dutchess County, in declaring this year, 2018, the Year of the Veteran, pauses to acknowledge those men and women who throughout our entire history have fought for something greater than themselves. America is not defined by presidents or politicians. It is not even defined by its policies or its laws. This nation has and always will be defined by its people and a promise to one another that we will strive to be better, to be greater, a promise that we are for everyone a beacon of hope and opportunity, and a promise that no matter where wrongs or evil may be committed, America's men and women, the bravest among us, will always stand firm, committed to that very belief, that people should live free, that intolerance should not be accepted, and that evil should be stopped. And so today, the people of Dutchess County, nearly 300,000 of us, pause to acknowledge the men and women on this street and who they represent, veterans across America, in saying thank you. Would you join me and the people of Dutchess County in saying thank you to the men and women who have and continue in service to this great nation? Thank you, all of you. As they pass by today, you will see representatives from every community, all 20 towns, 8 villages, and 2 cities that make up Dutchess. Today, we are also joined by their elected representatives, supervisors and mayors representing their communities. Would you join me in acknowledging them for their leadership and support of our men and women in service? Thank you all. We are grateful to have joining us today United States Congressman John Faso. John, thank you for joining us. 2 women who have advocated on behalf of veterans and those in our community. New York State Senator Sue Serino. We are grateful to Senator Serino and her commitment to our peer-to-peer, vet-to-vet program. We're very grateful to you, Senator, for that. Also joining us again, another advocate in her own right, New York State Assembly Member Dee Dee Barrett. Dee Dee, Dutchess County is grateful to you for your support of our mental health services and our outreach to those who struggle the most. Thank you. Today, however, could not have occurred were it not for the leadership of Dutchess County's own Division of Veteran Services you've heard from, and we're grateful to Mark Coviello and his staff. A nice round of applause for all of them. And to the departments and agencies of Dutchess County government who came together today to make this possible, we're grateful to all of you. And to Mayor Rob Rollison and the City of Poughkeepsie, its police department, its public works, and all those who make this city great, we're grateful to them. A nice round of applause for all of those county and city staff who have come together. We are thankful. I also want to thank, joining us today, individuals who represent and serve Dutchess County, led today by a public servant and, by the way, a first responder in his own right, Dutchess County Sheriff and his men and women of the Sheriff's Department, Adrian Butch Anderson. She's going to make sure that we spent all the dollars correctly today, but very supportive of our parade effort, the Dutchess County Comptroller, Robin Lois. Dutchess County's clerk, and we're grateful for his favor program, Brad Kendall. And representing the men and women of the Dutchess County Legislature, its chairman, Greg Pulver. Well, you are not here to hear from us, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll let the parade continue. Today is a celebration of the men and women who have served, but also as you go home today, as you follow the parade down to Warriors Park for a celebration of those Gold Star families, we are grateful, immensely grateful, to the families who live with loss, to those men and women who can't be with us today. Please keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. We are grateful to the families that stay home worried and praying for their family members who are in service across the globe. When you follow this parade down to Warriors Park, take a moment to say thank you. There are no two stronger and more heartfelt words than thank you. And in 2018, I think we could all agree that extending a little gratitude, especially to those who sacrifice the most, is not only the least we can do, but perhaps the most important thing we can do. On behalf of the people of Dutchess County, on behalf of the nearly 300,000 people who call this place home, we are grateful. I saw him in the corner of my eye, I apologize, a serviceman in his own right and leader, New York State Assembly member Kieran Lawler is here with us as well. Thank you, Kieran. And so let's let these men and women parade down the street. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in keeping them in your thoughts and prayers. May God bless them. May God bless the United States of America and all those who continue in service to us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right.